The night doesn't end in Europe anymore. It only pauses. Somewhere beyond the edge of sleep, a distant thud ripples through concrete. Glass shivers in dark apartments, and phones light up with alerts no one wants to read. But everyone does. Because tonight, like so many nights before it, the war has not moved on. It has moved closer. If you think this is just another update, another headline you'll scroll past, stay with me. Because what's happening now is not about one city, one border, or one front line. It's about how a continent learns to live while holding its breath. At first glance, the map looks familiar. Lines drawn in red and blue, arrows pointing east and west, names of cities repeated until they lose meaning. But on the ground, the map is useless. War doesn't move in straight lines. It leaks. It seeps into kitchens at dawn, into train stations at dusk, into classrooms where lessons stop mid-sentence because a siren has started to scream. In frontline cities, the soundscape has changed. The air itself feels trained to listen. Every rumble could be thunder, or it could be something else. Residents learn the difference between outgoing fire and incoming fire, between a noise that means keep walking and a noise that means run. This knowledge is not taught, it's absorbed, and once you have it, you never lose it. Official statements speak in careful language. Tensions remain high. Multiple attacks reported. Words chosen to avoid panic, to maintain balance. But behind those words are shattered windows swept up before sunrise, power lines repaired just enough to keep hospitals running, families deciding again whether tonight is the night they leave, or whether leaving is now more dangerous than staying. What makes this moment different is not just the violence, it's the rhythm, the unpredictability, long stretches of uneasy calm followed by sudden, precise strikes that feel less like chaos and more like a message, as if someone is knocking, not to enter, but to remind you they can. And Europe is listening, because this war no longer lives only at the front. It travels through cables and pipelines, through currencies and conversations. It's debated in parliaments far from the smoke, argued over in studios with perfect lighting, and felt in households where energy bills climb and anxiety settles in quietly, like dust. The closer you look, the more layered it becomes. There are the soldiers, faces smeared with mud and exhaustion, eyes scanning tree lines that refuse to stay still. There are the civilians, waiting in lines that move too slowly, clutching documents they never thought they'd need, memorizing routes to shelters as if learning a new language. And then there are the decisions made far away, in rooms where the air is calm and the coffee is hot, where words like response and escalation carry the weight of lives they will never touch. Each reported attack sets off a chain reaction. Markets twitch, diplomats make calls, analysts redraw scenarios, social media floods with fragments, videos shot from balconies, flashes in the distance, voices whispering, "This just happened." You watch, knowing you are seeing only a sliver, knowing the rest is hidden behind walls of classification and strategy. But patterns are emerging. Frontline cities are not just targets, they are tests. Tests of endurance, tests of defense, tests of how far pressure can be applied without breaking something larger. And every test sends data upward, where it's studied, debated, and, if history is any guide, used again. There is a quiet fear running beneath it all. Not the loud fear of explosions, but the slow fear of normalization, of getting used to this, of waking up, checking the news, and feeling relieved not because nothing happened, but because what happened wasn't worse. Europe has seen this before. That memory is part of the tension. Old ghosts stir when borders harden and alliances are tested. When leaders speak of red lines and consequences, everyone remembers how often those words have failed in the past. And yet, life continues. Trains still run, cafes still open, people still fall in love, still argue, still plan futures that feel both stubborn and fragile. This coexistence, ordinary life beside extraordinary violence, is perhaps the most unsettling thing of all. It makes the war feel both distant and unbearably close at the same time. In Russia and Ukraine, the stakes are existential: identity, sovereignty, survival. But across Europe, the question has shifted from what is happening there to what does this mean for us? Because conflicts like this don't stay contained. They echo. They reshape security doctrines, redraw political fault lines, and quietly influence how a generation understands peace. Every reported strike carries an unspoken question. Is this a step or a signal? Is it escalation or positioning? Is it meant to change the battlefield or the negotiating table? And the truth is, sometimes even those responsible don't fully know. War has a way of taking control of its own narrative. As night falls again on the frontline cities, lights flicker back on where they can. Emergency crews move with practiced speed. Messages are sent. Loved ones check in with a single word: safe. Sometimes the reply comes quickly. Sometimes it doesn't. And in that silence, the entire conflict feels compressed into one unbearable moment. But this is only the surface layer, because beneath the explosions and headlines is a quieter war. One fought with time, resources, and patience. A war of attrition where progress is measured not in miles gained, but in morale worn down. Where victory is not always visible, and defeat doesn't always announce itself. In command centers, screens glow through the night. Dots move. Lines update. Someone makes a decision that will ripple outward for days, weeks, maybe years. Someone else hesitates, knowing that hesitation itself can be fatal. These moments don't look dramatic. There's no music, no applause, just the weight of consequences pressing down in silence. Meanwhile, the world watches, but never all at once. Attention shifts, crises compete, and that too becomes part of the strategy. Because wars are not only won on the battlefield, they are won in memory, in what people remember and what they forget. Frontline cities feel this acutely. Each attack is not just physical damage, it's psychological pressure, a reminder that safety is conditional, that routines can be shattered without warning, that tomorrow is always provisional. Children learn to pack emergency bags before they learn geography. Elderly residents measure time not in weeks, but in the spaces between sirens. And still, there is resilience. Stubborn, quiet resilience. People planting flowers in craters. Musicians playing in shelters. Volunteers showing up again and again, long after the cameras have gone. This resilience is real, but it is not limitless. And that is the danger few talk about. Because fatigue is contagious. Across Europe, conversations are changing. Support remains, but it's threaded with questions. How long can this last? How much will it cost? What happens if it spreads? These questions don't mean indifference. They mean strain. And strain, over time, reshapes politics. Every alliance depends not just on shared values, but on sustained will. And sustained will is hardest to maintain when the threat feels constant but unresolved, when there is no clear end in sight, only continuation. History offers uncomfortable lessons here. Conflicts often end not with clarity, but with exhaustion. Not with victory, but with compromise shaped by what remains after everything else is spent. And those endings, when they come, rarely look like the ones imagined at the beginning. Which brings us to now. Because right now, the war sits in a dangerous space between escalation and entrenchment. Each side probing, testing, adjusting. Each move carefully calibrated, and yet always one miscalculation away from something much larger. That's what keeps diplomats awake. That's what keeps military planners cautious. That's what keeps ordinary people listening for sounds in the night. The truth is, no one knows exactly how this chapter ends. Anyone who claims they do is guessing. What we do know is that moments like this, prolonged, tense, unresolved, are when history quietly changes direction. Not with a single event, but with accumulation. With another night interrupted, another attack reported, another line crossed, or almost crossed. So when you hear that tensions remain high, understand what that really means. It means the ground is still shifting. It means the story is still being written in real time by people who don't get to look away. And it means that somewhere, as you're listening to this, someone else is making a choice, small or enormous, that will become tomorrow's headline, next week's debate, next year's turning point. Wars don't always announce when they're about to redefine the world. Sometimes they do it quietly. And that's what should keep us all listening.